In the last tutorial, we got an introduction into symbaloo, how to create web mixes, and how to create tiles. Okay, let's go a little deeper. One thing we didn't cover last time, under the settings for individual web mixes, and remember we access those by opening this menu, finding the web mix, and clicking edit. One thing that we didn't do last time was add a new marker. So in order to do that, you must slide the control to the right, draw a box around the tiles you want included in the group, and it will randomly assign a color. Now if you want to change that, you can click on a color box over here, and then you can change it over here, such as this. Okay, that's all you really have to do to a marker. I'm going to add a title for it over here called search. And that's because if I decide to go further with this, if I decide to group this, and I would do that through this button here, these four icons will collapse into a single icon with the title search, and then they would open up into these four tiles only if I clicked upon them. So we'll come back and take a look at that, I think, a little later. Okay, for now, we have at this point the two default web mixes that were given to us and the one that I created. What I'd like to do is I'd like to create one in a different way. So I'll click the plus sign. Last time we created a blank one over here. This time we're going to do a little search, and I will do a search for educational technology, and you can limit it to tiles or RSS feeds, news, etc. I'm going to keep it all types from the United States, and I am going to do a search. Now this is showing me different web mixes that are public within symbaloo that they feel meet my search terms. And you can see also here how many users are associated with those. So this one technology has 14,000, almost 15,000 users. So maybe I'll check that one out. This is view this web mix. And this looks more like general technology to me than it does educational technology. So I think I'm going to skip that one. And here we go, educational games. And that's got 4,000 users, which is still quite a few. And I'll view this. And now I'm seeing different things. Nick and PBS, Edheads, various things. So let's say that I like this. At least I want to use this as a starting point. All I would have to do is add this web mix. And when I come back to my page, you're going to see that that's been added in here. Okay. Now, if I don't want to see all of these at the same time, I don't have to. I can come in here and you can see that they're listed. So in order to hide them, if I mouse over one of them, I'm going to see a little X next to it. And by clicking it, what I want you to notice is that I'm hiding the tab up here, but they remain on the list in here, which means if I want them back, I simply have to come into the side menu, and here, let me just reopen that, and click on it, and then they will be placed on a tab again. And if I want to get rid of them, I mouse over them and I click the X to hide them. Now, in the case that I really want to delete one, this Tuesday tutorial for instance, I'm simply going to click the remove button up here. Okay. Now that still looks like it's here, but it's actually been removed. And when we refresh, go to another one, we'll see that. Educational games, I'm going to remove that one. And now I will just click on mine, and you'll see that there's no way to get back to those others. Now I could always do that search again. I could always say add a web mix here or here, go back, do my search, and when I found it, add it back in. So that would still be okay. You can also select tiles through a quick start method over here. So I'll say start quick start. And this is just going to take offer you, rather, the absolutely most popular tiles out there, and you could just say, well, I wanted some news ones, etc. And then when you create it, it will pull them from this group. I'm not going to do that now. Yeah, I haven't found that to be the most useful function for myself or the best way to work. Now, I mentioned previously that when I did have this marker set around these, I could use this button to group them. And you can see that they'll collapse. Because I did name it search, there is a name on top of it, which is a good thing. When I click on this, it opens up and it gives me access to the others. The last thing I'd like to look at this point is the sharing options. So if we come up to the top, there's a share button up here. When I click on that, you can see that my webmix name is here. It also gives me the opportunity to put a description in here. So if I had something to say. Okay, and I can put in tags to make it searchable. So when we searched for um, other web mixes, we were going against the tags that they had provided. Now you have two ways to share this. You can do it privately with friends, or you can do it publicly, which makes it available in the gallery. Either way is okay. I'm going to click private for the moment and say share my web mix. This generates this web address that you could copy and email to your friends. You could post as a link in a place where only they would access it, and then they would have access to it as well. If you did decide to make it public, it would simply be searchable in the gallery. So if someone came in and searched for terms or browsed through them, they might come up with yours. Okay, and you do have to remember to click share my webmix when you're done. Okay, and those are the basics of Symbaloo. Hope you enjoy it, find good use for it.